brothers and sisters, twin flames, soul flames. Well, we're here for the reading from 18 January. The energies are amazing at the moment. We had the transition of Pluto, Saturn, a lot of things, a lot of change, a lot of endings, and a lot of new energies coming in afterwards. We made it after the eclipse and all the transitions. We made it, and a lot of us in relationship didn't made it because the old paradigm needs to die. The manipulation, the gaslighting, the lower frequency of energies from feminine for masculine needs to stop. It stops here. And a lot of people are getting out of the system, getting out of the matrix, and we're rising our frequency higher and higher, and we all know that the world is changing, the world is on fire, a lot of volcanoes erupting, the fire still going on in Australia, but we have really heavy rain there, so that we hope that it will help to diminish the fires, but also from out of the fire the phoenix will rise, and we create new land and new fertility. It's a shame of the animals, but there are also a lot of animals digging and making holes deep into the earth to save themselves. So there are things changing, a lot of things, and you know, a lot of koalas. There's rescuing groups and people to help the koalas and the kangaroos, to facilitate to give facilitation for them, so they can be helped and we can support it. A lot of money came to Australia for the fires that needed help for the firefighters. So there's a lot of good happening in this world. A lot of good of people are uniting, people are the brotherly energy is coming back. The separation is getting out of the system. People are starting to bond with each other, because of tragedy brings people always closer. So this is a way of Mother Earth telling us that we need to unite, that we need to connect with your neighbor, to connect with family, because that's the most important thing on Earth. We're done with the manipulation, we're done with the reptilian energy, we're done with all of that kind of stuff, because we also see that that the reptilians are losing their grip on everybody. And it's really this time of year that we are making a shift. And it's this is going to be a very good year, by the way, a very good year. Okay, let's see what's going on in the energies of the divine masculine, because there's a lot going on in the divine masculine. The lower frequency of the divine masculine is, done. we're done with the lower vibrations, because the light is becoming so strong. The light is becoming so strong to see everything that the lower frequency can't handle that light anymore. They're going to try to sabotage the light. More darkness will try to fight the light. And it's because of envy. It's because of jealousy. Because the light's getting stronger, and you know, they see that the light is manifesting and go on with growing and, you know, creating everything. So the divine masculine's headspace, on his mind he has his divine feminine, the fiery one, the fiery one with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of motion, commotion. She brings in a lot of fire. She brings in the fire of truth. She brings in the fire of love. She brings in passion. And she brings in transformation. So she is on his mind. And a lot of transformation will happen when the divine feminine comes in contact with the divine masculine. And you feel the energy is expanding between them. And it's growing. The divine masculine that is meeting this divine feminine is changing because of her. Let's see what's in his heart space. In his heart space, he is connecting with growth. He's connecting with money. He wants to build. He wants to create more abundance for himself, so he can create and share the abundance with his divine feminine, because he sees that his divine feminine is expanding. He sees that the divine feminine is growing, is seeing that she is going into a lot of fierceful energy, but also she is creating in her fierceness. She's creating her own empire and moving on. And the divine masculine is going into this energy where he says, you know, I need to support my divine feminine. I want to offer her something. I need to grow, because otherwise my divine feminine won't enter my life. He needs to grow. He needs to get his things in order. He needs to step up the game, and that's what he is going to do. He's doing it in his heart space. How does he see the divine feminine? He sees that he is the prince, or the knight on the white horse for his divine feminine. He is coming in with the cup of love. He knows that his divine feminine is already in his life, and he wants to offer his cup. He wants to offer his cup. And in this energy, he he sees her, he wants to conquer her, he wants to support her, he wants to be loving and kind to her, he is giving her, he is supporting her on all levels. And mostly he wants to support her in love. He wants to support her um, and hold her. Yeah, I said hold her. He wants to hold her. He wants to support her. He knows that this woman is really made up for him, and that's what he's charging in to offer his cup of love. What's in the divine feminine's headspace? Balance. She knows that everything needs to be in balance. That the divine masculine side within herself and the divine feminine side in herself needs to be in balance to create another energy, to create something new. And she is creating something new for herself. She's creating something new with all kinds of energies. She's working with the elements to keep herself in balance. She takes her rest. She's enjoying herself with friends, with people, and taking rest. She surrounds and supports herself with the people she loves. In her heart space, she knew already after she closed off a relationship, she closed off the paradigm, she sees that there is new love coming ahead of her, that new love is coming in for her. And she is the one who offers all her love even to people who don't deserve it. She is truthful, she is fierce, she has passion, she has much more love than there is hate within her. She's angry, she can cover it with love. If she's angry, she can cover it with love. And that means that she will replace the anger in her system with the light and the love for herself and make choices based on this. She made choices based on love, based on light, based on truth, and she knows and she sees everything. So in this time of her heart space, last week there was something she didn't see, and probably she had a lot of turmoil that week. There was something she didn't see, and now she sees it all. She sees it with the eye of love, with the truth, with the love for herself. And she is choosing love for herself and her own way. And she chooses a way out. How does she see the divine masculine? She sees he's strong. He is probably guided by a feminine energy next to him to support him to be strong, to hold himself standing, to create. Maybe he is. That's not what I hear. Maybe it's time for him to get more strength and the soft, and use the strength from the feminine side, because he's only seeing one side and he's not seeing the side what he is doing by himself. But he needs to be strong for his feminine. So there is a feminine next to him who is very powerful, very strong, very forceful. And I see also a lot of the divine masculine are supportive. She sees that her divine masculine is supporting her, is standing next to her, to support and to stop things that aren't genuine. Her inner masculine is supporting her, and she is seeing her inner masculine as very strong, as very supportive, as very also protecting the inner child. She sees that he is a strong person, that he can handle his emotions, that he is going within if he's hurt, or if there are emotions, he knows how to deal with it. She also sees him that he is coming out of a very heavy period. Very heavy period indeed. And because of he came out of that very heavy period, she sees that he is strong, that he's courageous, that he has a lot of power and a lot of energy. So what's this? Supporting the divine masculine, angel of love. He met his angel. He met his angel of love. She is loving and kind to him. She understands him. She listens to him. And that will support him. She supports him with guidance. She supports him with love. She supports him with her energy. And she knows that she can be who she is with him. She don't have to be a different person around him. She can be that loving person. She can be that fierce woman. She can be that passionate woman. And he is someone that will really she is opening him up for greater intuition, for greater more love. He has a lot of love to give, but she's opening him more open to love. So when his divine feminine and this angel of love is coming into his space, there is tension, but there is also a heart opening energy. How does he see the relationship with the divine feminine? As a victory. As a victory, he knows that when she is in his space, that she will create such an enormous energy for both of them, that abundance will come in, that they can share the love for Mother Earth, that they can work together, and that is his victory. That is his victory. So he never thought that it was possible um, to have a victory with her. What supports the divine feminine? Envy. Wow, that's a weird one, right? And it could be that this envy would support her to work on her issues due to jealousy or or envy. She needs to work on this. She needs to work on the vicious creation of envy or jealousy or stepping out of the darkness in the light. Oh wow, it could be, whoa, I get here channeling, guys. Listen, Spirit tells me the darkness of the divine masculine has an envy towards the divine feminine that shines her light so bright, that can do and manifest everything in her life that she wants to do. And there's the envy coming from. And the divine masculine is coming from the darkness and trying to disrupt the energies of the divine feminine, try to disrupt her light, try to create darkness in her life. So she can't do the things she needs to do. But there's only one thing he forgets, that divine feminine is always turning to the light, so she always will overcome this. There is more light in her than darkness, and she is also fearful. It's a very fearful period for a lot of feminine that ended relationships, that had to deal with unfairness, that had to deal with sabotaging her, or you know, a lot of gaslighting was going on in the Saturn Pluto conjunction. A lot of control issues from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. So if you're in a relationship and you're getting dark energies from your divine masculine, turn it around into light, because you know that you can stand in the light and be seen. Because they want to throw a veil around you, a dark veil around you, to control you. And this is something that is really, really, really going on at the moment. And it's out of envy. So thank you, Spirit, for this clarification. But it's also a part of the divine feminine who is jealous, or who has I get another scenario in. The karmic partner has so much envy towards the divine feminine that she can't see the light anymore. She's only trying to stop the divine feminine, and she's throwing dark forces at her, or doing black magic. I see black magic. I see, oh wow, my goodness. I see doubles. I see dice. Somebody is throwing the dice And the dice stands also for gambling. So she takes a gamble to disrupt everything. And she takes a gamble with it. And her gamble is right. The divine feminine sees everything. It's even so that the divine feminine had to protect herself with probably with cameras, with tracing and tracking. I see that someone gets a tracker on herself. So, okay, there is a tracker on someone, and I want to see and say, you know, check your clothes, check your pockets, check your car, because of the masculine you left behind. He put a track and trace on you, and probably he can track and trace you with his phone. So think about this. There is dark stuff going on. There is also I see a divine feminine, and you know, going to the light. How higher her light is, and the less she cares about the divine masculine and his energy, you know, then it's all fine. There is no loss. There is nothing nothing she lost. You know? And no, if you're divine masculine, if you're in a relationship and you're in a relationship with a distorted masculine, you know, that won't deal with his own shit or don't want to look at it, you know, get out, because he's dragging you into it. And the feminine gets stronger and stronger to do it on her own, and do it even better on her own. So think about that. And that will support the divine feminine. You know, it will support the divine feminine. The more envy there is against the divine feminine, you know, the higher she will grow, because she's learning. She is learning from this. And last week we saw she didn't want to see, now she sees everything. She sees this childhood wounds from the divine masculine, and she knows she can't do anything about it. But she can do something about the interacting with the divine masculine. And, you know, because of this, there is no interacting anymore. You know? How does she see the relationship? The divine masculine is holding her heart. He opened her higher heart. He opened something within her that opened her higher heart. He's still in her surrounding. He's still, you know, he touched her. He did something with her heart that got an activation of a higher frequency. So the divine masculine, and we're not talking about the distorted masculine here, we're talking about the divine masculine, who is connecting with his spirituality, is acting from the highest good for all, is acting out of love, is acting out of support, and not out of control, manipulation and gaslighting. We are dealing with a lot of sadism with the masculine. Narcissistic and sadism, masculine energy of a lower frequency. The masculine that is hurt, the masculine that is not able to work on himself and going through the emotions of the hurt. They can read all about it, but if it isn't integrated, they will never heal. So this time, after the eclipse in January, after the constellations on the 12th that set the whole world on fire, all endings, old paradigm endings are in full motion at the moment. And the new masculine, the divine masculine, is coming in. And more twin flames will be united. More twin flames will come together. And not the fake twin or the distorted masculine. We all leave the distorted masculine behind. But we need to make sure, if we're coming to the divine masculine, that our inner masculine and our inner feminine are in balance. Because if we're not in balance and we're coming from pain or we're coming from anger, you know, then it's all going on again. Then you will be triggered again and again and again. But you know that your divine masculine will support you and will guide you and will bring you to a higher level in your energy. Also knowing that the dark forces trying to interfere with the twin flame union. We also have to ask our divine masculine for support if we need it. If we need protection, we have to ask our divine masculine to support us. If he can't support us in a crisis or in another situation, know that there are other divine masculines in a group or in a line that will help you. The only thing we have to do as a feminine is to ask. And if they don't respond on your question, then you're also knowing that you're not dealing with a divine masculine, but that you're dealing with a manipulator. If you want a question or you want answers on a support, he will give it to you. He will support you. And not, making up because they know they did something wrong. That's not the case in this situation. It's like the divine masculine is triggered continuously by the energies to work on his wounds, to heal his wounds. And if he doesn't take care of that, he will leave this plane. He will leave this earth. Because he will get sick, or he will get, all kinds of things will happen, or an accident, or something else will happen, and it's not that we don't want them to leave the earthly plane, but it's a choice they make. They make this decision not to work on themselves and repeating the same old wounds. Controlling issues, want to control what the divine feminine is doing. They're checking out your Facebook, they're checking out your stuff, they're checking out everything to see if there is something they can use against you. A lot of gaslighting is going on in that circuit also. So if that's going on, and they diminish you in front of people, you know, they are putting you down, and really, if they do that, they don't understand they're putting themselves down, because it's most of the time it's the father-son relationship wounds. They put you down because they get put down by everybody else. But everybody else in the room sees that he is putting you down, so they see what kind of jerk it is. So he's not supporting you, he's just denigrating you. And that's the time when you say, I leave the fake twin, I leave the reptilian energy, I leave the distorted masculine. And go for your light. Go what makes you happy. Go and step in your power. And if you confront them with all of this, they will deny everything, because they probably don't even know they do it, because they're in their inner child wound. What is blocking the divine masculine? Hostilities. Wow. Oh my goodness. Hostilities. The divine masculine is so hostile to his divine feminine. He has such an distorted energy at the moment. He is wow. He is trying to do everything to destroy her. And on the other side, he shows everybody how kind and loving he is to her. Just when they're alone, just to hit her twice as hard. He has a deep mother wound. He has no respect for women. Every relationship that he's into, he is destroying it by his hostility. He is making, how do I say this? He is destroying everything what's good, and that is also his program. That's his program. So he needs to be more loving and more kind for himself. And when he is healing the wounds of the feminine, that's beautiful. It's not only the divine, he's blaming the divine feminine for everything. But he can't look at his own faults. He can't look at the actions he's doing that it makes the divine feminine to run away from him. They're destroying everything by their hostility. So it could be, if you're the divine masculine, is in a third party relationship, that he will be extra hostile to you because you have no use for him anymore. So he will do everything in his power to destroy that relationship with you. Because he is on top of the world. He thinks he's on top of the world because there's someone else. He has another victim. And just let him go. Let him go, because he has another victim. And I hope that that other victim will see through it soon enough. Because you don't want your sister to get hurt. Or it could also mean that they are same of the kind, of one kind. And then they deserve each other, because what you're sending out, you will attract. It's just like the Divine Feminine shines her light, shines love. So what she's attracting, she's attracting love, and she's attracting light. But the Divine Masculine, it blocks them at the moment. It blocks them. What are they going to do about it? Wow. They will be caring. They're going to work on themselves and integrate with caring connections. So the Divine Feminine is connecting with them. I see there are two scenarios here. Two scenarios of the Divine Masculine and the distorted masculine. So there are feminine out there that are thinking that they're in a twin flame relationship, but they're in a distorted relationship. They're in a fake twin relationship. If your Divine Masculine isn't loving and caring for you, then it's not a relationship. It's not the right twin flame relationship. And the Divine Masculine is learning. The Divine Masculine is learning to care for his Divine Feminine. What combines them? Abundance. They both see the light. They both see the abundance. They both see what they can create together. They both see a future of prosperity. They see a lot of light. They see a lot of love. And they both are willing, and Divine Feminine or the Masculine is working on his money, and the Divine Feminine sees it, and she does exactly the same. They both want to joy. They both want the love. They both want the traveling. So that's what they see. That's what they bring together. You know, it's the 11. It's also the 11 card, the number of 11. 11 is the twin. The 11 is the twin flame card. If they're coming together, it will explode of abundance. It will explode. And he knows his Divine Feminine is doing well because she can support herself. And the Divine Feminine is seeing that the Divine Masculine can support himself and doing the right thing for himself. Okay, now I have 3 cards here for, they flipped out. What brings them together? The same vision. Let's see. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. They are protected by Archangel Metatron from the higher realm. It's corresponding with the third eye chakra. They both see, they both know. They know things that and see things that is combining them both. They have a vision for life. They have another start for life. They see things that is in the future. They see and know things that things are real. The 44 card is the woman who holds the heart. He already saw her. So it's probably that he already knows who is holding his heart. It could be that something happened between them that's holding his heart now, that she is holding his heart. It's almost feeling like, oh my goodness, it's activated his higher heart. She activated his higher heart. He activated her higher heart. Because they activated each other. And probably through the second chakra. Archangel Ariel. They probably activated each other by the sacral chakra. So there is a lot of activation going on, and that make them come together. It's a lot of fire. They feel that there's a lot of fire, a lot of passion. I have a feeling it's not consummated yet. But there is a lot of passion. It also can mean that the sacral chakra of the Divine Feminine is activated by the Divine Masculine. Because of her inner balance. And I'm talking now about the balance within. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's bring them back together. And it will happen within 2 till 3 months up till now. So this union will come back together, will come together. Divine Masculine is holding the heart of the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine is holding the heart of the Divine Masculine. And this union will come within 3 months, 4 months. I hear April, May. Could be around Beltane. New energies coming in. Energies of love. So yeah, I have a feeling it's around Beltane. This will be amazing for a lot of feminine out there. But get in union with your Divine Masculine first, because there is so much fire in in the divine masculine's space and so much anger in the divine masculine space, you don't even have to be with your divine masculine to feel his anger. You know, and there is so much anger against the feminine energy, because the feminine are so strong. The feminine decide for themselves. They're coming up for themselves, and you don't play a fucking game with a divine feminine anymore. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. You don't play games with her anymore. She will chop your head off, and she will expose you to everyone who wants to see it. So I say, you know, the thinking woman of the divine feminine is blocking her. So if there is a situation that's going on, don't think too much about it. Just throw it overboard and throw it out. You know, they say don't throw out the baby and keep the water. Do the same if you're in a relationship that's not good for you. If it doesn't serve your higher good. If they're only try to block you, to gaslight you, to manipulate and control you, get out. Because this time, the 2020 year, is made for the divine feminine. The divine feminine who is suppressed all her life by the divine masculine, or by the masculine, by the church, by religions, by everything. And I hear no more shame for the divine feminine. Get out of the shame. Get out of the situation. And don't feel shamed for yourself, because they try to give you a guilt complex, or try to work on your shame. Don't buy it. Get out and do this. Be strong, be fierce, and say what you want. Have this passion. Have this passion for life. Have this passion for yourself. I feel my heart opening. My higher heart is open. And I feel the love radiating. But it's radiating for myself. For the highest good of myself. Not for anybody around me. For the people who treat me right. They will get the rays blasted at them. If they don't deserve your light, they won't even get a piece of it. Because they will drain you, they will take all your light. They will suck you dry. They will humiliate you to get your energy down. So, be this fierce woman. Stand your ground. Give your boundaries. That's the way to get out of your thinking head and meditate. Go to the light and ask help from your angels. Okay, let's see. Because last week we had the third party energy with the divine masculine, and that's probably why he's acting that weird. Loyalty. He has to show his loyalty, that he is loyal to the divine feminine. Divine feminine ending. Wow. Okay. Divine masculine needs to stay loyal to his divine feminine. If he is loyal and he is holding her and can support her and be loving to her and be loyal, he will get the loyalty in return. He will get the loyalty in return. So, and the divine feminine ending. She cuts out everything that doesn't serve her. She cuts out all the rottenness. She cuts out all the rotten apples. She cuts out people out of her life that aren't good for her, that are diminishing her, don't see her worth, don't take her for granted, and she is out of there. She cuts it all off, and that's exactly what the energies are doing at the moment. If it doesn't resonate with your frequency and you ask the divine masculine, to support you or to give you answers, and it's not working, and he's treating you bad, now it's the time to leave. Now it's the time to leave, because it's not our birthright to be abused. Our birthright is to be loved. As we love our children, we need to be loved by the divine masculine. And they hide behind the word of shame, but they misuse it. They misuse the shame, because there's no shame. They just use it to be in the wounded child energy. So the divine feminine has to step up for herself, so the divine masculine can find someone else or can heal. Let them take someone where they're resonating with on a lower frequency. And free yourself. What combines the divine feminine and the divine masculine? Because also, it's not only we mirroring each other. It's also the divine masculine that closes his heart off in a cage. It's time for the divine feminine, who closed her heart in a cage, to open it up to the divine masculine. She has the key to open it, and she already knows that her higher heart is activated. And it can be activated by a false twin. And if your false twin is coming in a reptilian form, or in a vampire form, or in a parasite form, then you have to leave. Then it's not the right. Then it's not the right energy. And what brings them together? The tree of life. They planted a seed beneath the tree, from underworld to middle world to upper world. And the rainbow tribe will help them to fruition. The tree of life will bring and hold them steady together as rooted roots. Deep-rooted roots in Mother Earth. and it connects them both. And I think I need to close this reading. It was a very, I feel very fierce reading, very fierce energy. The Divine Feminine has to release her envy, has to release the jealousy. The Divine Masculine is finding his love, his angel of love, and he feels the victory. You also know he will be loyal to you. If he really loves you, he will be loyal. Because then you are the woman of his life. Then you are everything to him. And he will do everything for you to keep you happy. And that's if a Divine Masculine is cheating on you, or a distorted masculine is cheating on you, you know, get out, because you are not the Divine Feminine. And I close my case here. I love you all. See you. I thank all my subscribers for being here and tributing to the community. Leave your comments behind. I want to know how your journey is. Sometimes it's not, I can't respond all the time, but sometimes I try to respond in some messages. Let me know how your journey is going, and keep it up, and let the Divine Masculine, or the masculine that doesn't suit you, is a 3D matrix energy, or reptilian energy. Let it go. Let your fake twin go. And let it heal. I say bye bye and see you next time.